Tuesday, November 23rd edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Thanks for checking in here, and a lot of interesting weather to talk about here as we go through this Thanksgiving week and then head into the following week as we flip the calendar over to December. It's been a fairly mild start to the week. Yesterday we had a lot of highs in the upper 60s and lower 70s across the Piedmont. We're going to do that again today. In fact, many of us a degree or two warmer today than yesterday, but a cold front's heading on in. Let me show you how the radar looks here during the 5 a.m. hour. And you have a band of rain. That's pretty much all rain, stretching from western parts of New York right on down into northern Mississippi and Arkansas. Some severe weather earlier in the overnight in parts of Arkansas, northern Mississippi, and western Tennessee. And then a lot of severe weather yesterday in parts of the plains and the midwestern states, including Illinois and Wisconsin. Some pretty nasty storms with this cold front yesterday. But the main dynamics with the front in terms of the low pressure area, that's already up here into Canada. So we're just looking at a trailing front that's gradually weakening as it's moving on in. Some fog in some spots of the region this morning, especially along into the east of Interstate I-95. A lot of quiet weather in terms of severe weather in the middle part of the country now. And then look at all the winter weather products out again this morning, stretching from California to the UP of Michigan. That's where the winter has been really focusing its efforts here in terms of wintry precip over the past several days. And that's where the cold air is sitting, still below zero temperatures from the Dakotas into Montana. And we are going to see some of this cold air get dislodged and move our way. Now, check out the wind stream lines this morning. It's all southwest winds here up and down the eastern seaboard, so another mild day today, but pretty easy to pick up the front. And we're going to begin the cooling down process as soon as tomorrow. So let's talk about the upper air chart. Here's today's chart. Still a zonal flow, even a southwesterly flow, all the way from the desert southwest right on through our region. However, the pattern's about to buckle, and we'll see a piece of energy slide another cold front through here on Friday, and that'll give us a pretty chilly weekend, although you notice we're not looking at that full latitude trough scenario that it looked like we might be dealing with for this upcoming weekend, but still some chilly air. And it still looks like a relatively chilly and unsettled pattern next week across the country. Here's the overall look here, the day 8 to 10 mean. So you're talking day 8 to 10. That's getting out to early December. And as long as we have this high latitude blocking around Greenland, which we do on both the European and the GFS, you can get some fun and games and some interesting weather. And here is the GFS. This is valid Tuesday of next week, so this is the 30th of November. Another cold front and trough approaching, and then the GFS continues to want to pop a storm somewhere around the 5th or 6th of December. And boy, it cranked a doozy on the 0Z run. I'll show you that just for fun and games purposes here in a moment. Let's talk about today, though. Some showers are going to be possible as that front drops in, so I'll mention the chance of some showers from this afternoon into this evening with the front. And tonight the sky will gradually clear on out as the front clears through, and we'll drop down into the 40s for lows tonight. Now tomorrow, pretty good looking day. I think a lot of the day will feature a lot of sun, but it will be cooler. Highs upper 50s to low 60s for much of the Piedmont. So altogether, definitely a bit of a cooler day tomorrow than what we've been seeing the past couple of days, but nothing cold about it. Not a bad looking day at all. Now, Thanksgiving Day. Looks like we're going to have kind of a cool, cloudy kind of day. Some high pressure still locked in east of the mountains. Moisture begins to ride up and over that. So a lot of clouds, but outside of maybe some drizzle, I think a dry day Thanksgiving. But can't rule out some drizzle, some patchy fog, a lot of clouds, but no real heavy rains at all Thanksgiving Day. But the next front will then slide in, and it still looks like Friday, especially the first half of Friday, when we'll see some rain with this next front moving through. So if you're going to pick out the Christmas tree or do some shopping on Black Friday, you're going to need the rain gear, at least the first half of the day. And then we're looking great Saturday and Sunday, albeit chillier, highs in the 50s. Saturday and Sunday, lows upper 20s to low 30s. So nothing brutally cold, but definitely some chillier air for the weekend. Then we get out to next week. Monday still looks primarily dry, but by Tuesday, the next front begins to slide in. The timing of that next front, Tuesday or Wednesday, give or take which model you believe. But generally speaking, I do think Tuesday and Wednesday a chance of some rain as the next system moves through. And then let's talk about what happens after that. There's the GFS cranking that storm system. This time around it cranks it near Savannah the evening of Sunday the 5th of December. and then lifts that up just off the coast of the Outer Banks. And boy, that's a perfect track and a perfect setup for snow fans across the Carolinas. Boy, that'd be a huge snowstorm on the GFS. But that is still out in the fantasy range. But I will say the GFS has been fairly insistent on popping a system somewhere December 4th, 5th, or 6th, somewhere in that time frame. So that's something to watch. It looks like there will be some type of system move through, but anybody's guess. Who knows? That could wind up cutting to the lakes. But I kind of doubt it the way the NAO and the Arctic Oscillation are setting up. That might be more of a coastal storm if it does indeed develop. So not at all anything to get excited about by any means, but we're still going to watch that December 4th, 5th, 6th time frame, maybe some type of fun and games somewhere across the region. All right, that is it for today. If you're heading out to do some traveling over the next couple of days, please be careful. I'll take a more detailed look at some traveling conditions in tomorrow morning's video. Otherwise, have a great Tuesday, and God bless.